whether it's new Frieza or missing filler or I mean, it's the Frieza that was written. It's the Frieza that frankly gives me freaking chills now. I don't roll my eyes when he gets freaking angry. It's like, oh my god. He genuinely sounds wicked. He genuinely sounds insane when he gets pushed. He is a genuinely frightening character again. And I'm really not seeing the reason to be hating on all this. And that Super Saiyan transformation, how exactly did they ruin it? The guy freaking shaking with anger. You can hear it in his voice this time. The old time when Krillin died, I mean, this was Sean's exact performance. I'm sorry. No, stop it, Frieza, not him. Stuff like that. It sounded like a line read. I'm sorry. It did. And that was because the guy didn't have too much experience at the time, and they didn't. But, what he did now, it's awesome. You can actually hear it, that scream. Oh my god, he actually sounds like he's enraged and in pain at the same time. And yet people are actually saying that they ruined it just because he doesn't give the speech that everyone always used to say was so freaking corny. That's the only reason that they say that they ruined it. I don't get it. Anyways. Yeah, this is going into a two-parter here. The point that I'm trying to make here, though, is that it's one thing to say you prefer the original, okay? It's one thing to say that you still have a soft spot for the original. I do, too. I really do. Though, frankly, I find the filler to be mostly more annoying than ever now. But, I still have a soft spot for this. I grew up with it, okay? But when you read the manga, especially after seeing that series, and you see how certain characters were overpowered, when you see how certain characters were put in situations that mocked and bashed on them, despite the fact that it never really happened, when you see how certain characters were specifically altered in order to make them more marketable. For example, did you know that this was actually Cartoon Network's decision too, but that rewrite where Vegeta says that Frieza made him what he is, threatened to kill his father if he wouldn't do whatever he told him to do. Yeah. Do you know that that was actually Cartoon Network's idea because they were actually getting complaints from parents? How their kids were finding Vegeta to be, a cool character and they were getting into him and everything, and yet he was evil? Yeah, that was their cutesy little way of somehow making him less evil to satisfy parents. To make him more marketable. In fact, I actually know somebody who, he said someone he knows in real life actually told him that they screwed up in Kai because they clearly just hate Vegeta because they made him out to be completely evil and a total ass. It's like, he was. He gleefully slaughtered a village full of Namekians to get their Dragon Ball. Didn't have to either, but he did it. I mean, really. Oh, God. The guy took out entire civilizations. Had absolutely no qualms about coming to the Earth and destroying it. Not on Frieza's orders. On his own. Completely on his own. No order from Frieza. In fact, he's planning to betray Frieza. So he can take his place. He doesn't want to betray Frieza and kill him to avenge his people. He doesn't want to kill Frieza. That becomes a slight motive. Yes, it's more about his birthright than avenging his people. He wants his birthright avenged. He was robbed his chance to rule over the Saiyans. It's hard to be the prince of a dead race. But I mean, he was planning to betray Frieza long before he knew that Frieza was responsible for the death of his people. He wanted to become him. Vegeta at that point was really no better. He was just weaker. Even when he had the people on Namek helping him, he was planning to betray them as soon as he got what he wanted. I mean, he really is no better. He's evil at this point. The best you can slap onto him for a long time in this series is an anti-hero. And I mean the best. He's still out there, actively planning to kill Goku. I mean, for crying out loud, people. a good guy he's not for a long time. But this is something that a lot of people miss. They seem to throw a fit because, you know, Vegeta is now somehow a villain and they think that this somehow ruins him. And I don't understand that. I just don't. I'm sorry. How does this ruin the character to make him like he was? And I know people who are throwing a fit about Gohan's voice. Well, I'm sorry. Stephanie apparently doesn't want to come back. So they had to find someone to replace her. And I'm sorry if you think that Gohan sounds like a scared little kid when he's fighting. Because guess what? That's what Gohan is. This voice, whether you like it or not, does work for him at this age. He is a 5-year-old child when he's facing Nappa. He is a little boy. He is going to be afraid of the large, giant, muscular monster that he just watched pretty much decimate people, flying right at him with an insanely angry look on his face, and run and hide. He does it. You saw him do it. He always did it. So why, now that he actually sounds scared, are you upset? I mean, what? Were you happier when it actually made no sense for him to run away and hide because he doesn't sound scared at all? There are things you guys, you know. This is what I mean. There are some people who can be critical of some of the stuff in the series that they don't like. It's when they get stupid about it that this is what's getting me. I know I'm not saying that not liking certain new actors is stupid. I'm talking about the reasons that they don't like them. Just because they make the characters seem like what they are, for example, or what they were written to be. Yeah, stuff like that. People I've argued with who talk about the best they can offer is, oh my god, this is gay, this voice acting is gay, this is stupid, the original is so much better, and if you don't like it, you're blah blah. It's like, seriously? I mean, they're getting to the point where, oh my god. Oh. I swear to God, and I know people have said this, and I never denied it. There are some DBZ fans that I swear to God are as bad as Naruto sometimes when it comes to stuff. And I've encountered them lately, and it's all about Kai. All about Kai. They freaking hate it because not because it's not as good. Anyone intelligent enough can see that it's at least, no matter how biased you are toward the original, on par to superior in terms of performances, on par to superior in terms of accuracy and translation and script. Definitely superior, infinitely superior when it comes to translation and script and character portrayal. I'm sorry, it is. But when they sit there saying that, you know, it sucks just because it's not exactly like the original, which they're throwing a fit about, and it boils down to two real reasons. These are the two real reasons you have the stupid Kai haters. And for the record, I have to clear this up now because someone's going to throw a snip fit. No, I'm not saying all Kai haters are stupid. I'm talking about the Kai haters who are stupid. I'm talking about the people who do not like this series for incredibly stupid reasons. Are you sensitive folk following me now? You get your diaper changed yet? Okay, good. Let's move on. They hate it for two reasons. Number one, when they heard it was coming out, they were assuming, based on rumors. This is entirely rumors. This was before Kai was even announced officially that it was coming out. It was just the rumor mill. They were expecting a new series, a continuation. In fact, I actually remember that there were some folk who were trying to claim that this was Dragon Ball Z being rewritten to follow Dragon Ball Evolution. I kid you not. Yes, I brought that back up. Why? Because it's relevant. Number two, and this is the number two reason that people hate this, possibly the biggest overall. Not because it ruins the series. No. It's because it ruined their illusion of what the series was. It ruined how they viewed these characters. It ruined the illusion that they had set up in their mind that so and so is useless, so and so is awesome, and was actually forced to be a bad guy. So and so is like this, so and so is like that, so and so is. It's shattering all that. It's getting rid of it. Why? Because it's actually portraying the characters accurately. Because it's getting rid of a bunch of filler that portrayed these characters wrongly. It's basically doing what the series was originally about. This is what really got me into it. I was a fan of DBZ, yeah, sure, but I wasn't a big fan of the Dragon Ball franchise until I got a hold of the manga and was actually reading how this thing was originally written. How it's originally written was just so much better. It blew my mind. I'm sorry, it is. The manga is like so much better. And if I hear one person give me a ridiculous argument that clearly it's not better because it's not as popular, shut up. Really? I mean that. Shut up. Seriously. Oh my god. It's just so much freaking better that it blew my mind. It is so well put together. Akira Toriyama is a great writer. He had also, yes, I'm going to give credit here, great editors who gave him a lot of help. And he admits that. And were it not for this team, not the man himself, not just the man himself, but the team that he had around him, all of them, amazing people, very professional, very humble people too, it wouldn't be what it is. So they all of them, every single one of them deserve credit for that. But, I mean, seriously, people are sitting there throwing a fit because it's not how they envisioned it anymore. Not because it ruined the series, because it ruined their belief of what the series held. It ruined their long-standing beliefs about these characters. They're not the same way they used to be anymore, and they don't like it and makes them uncomfortable. And so, they hate on it. Just for that. I mean, it's no coincidence. I mean, for crying out loud, people, the Dragon Ball Z abridged thing, do half of you even realize that half of the jokes that they have in there are less about the series and more about how a lot of the fans view the series? I mean, oh god. I'm sorry, it's one reason that so many people, I can get just as annoyed with the Dragon Ball fan base at times, at least certain people on it, as I can with the Naruto fan base at times. The reason that I go after the Naruto fan base more is because they're a lot more, frankly, vocal, and they get in my face. But I'm getting to the point where there's a lot of people in the Dragon Ball fan base are getting in my face, hence this video. I am getting so sick of DBZ fanboys who are hating on Kai just because, oh my god, it's not a carbon copy, which according to you, you didn't want in the first place, but if you're going to get it, by god, it dang sure better be a carbon copy even though it's screwed up. For God's sakes. Now, I'm sorry, yeah, like I said, you can like that old series all you want. It's got nostalgia factor. I am not going to say I hate the old series, because I don't. But I love this a lot more. This is my dream come true. I am sorry if this somehow offends you and makes you think that I thus know nothing about the series. I think I've already proven that I know a heck of a lot more than half of you do. I'm sorry. I don't want to brag. I don't want to toot my own horn. But for God's sakes, just what I have been doing is proof enough that I do know this series. I do know these characters. And yet, whenever I bring up Kai, people treat me like I clearly know nothing and I'm an idiot. Just because I refuse to say that it's not as good as the original, when it's not. Okay, it's better. That is not the case. It is better than the original, from any perspective. I am sorry. Now, if you want to say that that somehow makes me an idiot, you know what? You're more than welcome to challenge me on that. But this is getting frankly ridiculous. And that's all I gotta say. Goodbye.